Morning class, how are we doing?
No, doing good.
It's good. I have a little pre-test to give you guys. We're going over marijuana today. Popular topic in high school for some reason. So if you guys can do your best on this, and then just hold on to them afterwards. Give me about 20 more seconds. So if you haven't finished, that's all right. You can go ahead and put your pen down. This one isn't graded. We'll have a post-test at the end of class, and my goal for you guys is to be able to get one more question correct on the post-test at the end of class, and that one will be for a grade, and those who decided that they were skipping my class today will receive zeros. So I have a little handout to get started. The PowerPoint kind of goes along with this. A lot of this information is coming from the NIH website about marijuana, or that topic on the website is marijuana. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. So what is marijuana? It's made of dried flowers, leaves, and seeds from a cannabis plant. Some people use marijuana to get high, while others use it for medication. So in the last however many years, it seems to be flying by, but there's been a push to use marijuana in medical facilities, and then we'll get to whether or not that actually has any correlation, or if that has any effect actually later. And then a lot of people use it to get high. That's kind of why there's been more and more push to legalize it everywhere. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later as well. Some other names for marijuana is weed and pot. So some ways that it's used, it can be rolled up like cigarettes, put into tea, cooked into food or candy. Some people like to put it in brownies. Do not recommend. I don't know from personal experience, so don't get any ideas about that. But it is not good for you, despite what people say. Marijuana is not good for you. They can also put it in electronic cigarettes like vaping devices, and more and more studies have come out showing that it can be harmful because when you're using e-cigarettes, yes, you're not using normal cigarettes, but you're inhaling brain-altering chemicals in your e-cigarettes. So be mindful of that, make smart decisions, don't use the e-cigarettes. Don't use any of these for taking drugs or anything, because taking drugs just isn't good, so stay away from it. How does it work? Marijuana changes how the brain works. It affects parts of the brain that control body coordination, memory, pleasure, and judgment. So you don't want to do something that's going to make you make poor decisions because you can't think straight. So, like, for example, I would hope you wouldn't go drink alcohol and then get behind the wheel of a car and then put yourself and others at risk. So you should have the same mindset when it comes to drugs, and marijuana is a drug, and so don't you don't want to do things that are going to alter how you think, because you're just going to make bad decisions from there. So now we have some effects on the brain and the body, some short-term effects: loss of coordination and slower reactions, altered sense of time, feeling relaxed, anxiety, fear, distrust, or panic, increased hunger. So you might think that feeling relaxed and anxiety, fear, distrust, or panic are kind of opposites of each other. It just kind of depends on how you react. And then you also get a faster heart rate. Some long-term effects: problems with memory and learning skills, problems with breathing, coughing or lung sickness, and then severe nausea and vomiting. So you can get pretty sick from using this, and it's pretty avoidable. Just don't use it. It's not worth any of these risks that are out here. Loss of coordination and slow reactions, you're going to get hurt. Altered sense of time, you're not going to know how long you've been places. You're not going to understand. They're going to be late for things. It's not going to be good. Feeling relaxed, you might feel relaxed, but you got all these other problems up here, and it's only temporary. So you might be escaping your problem temporarily, but it's never going to be a fix. And only if you're going through something, take it to Jesus. Don't leave it up to drugs and earthly things, but go to God. He can help you through anything. Anxiety, fear, distrust, panic, increased hunger, that just doesn't, it's not fun in general. So I don't know why you would have that. Faster heart rate. We have a heart rate as it is. Some of us have faster ones, some of them slower, but we don't need to take marijuana to get faster heart rates. And then long-term effects on memory and learning skills. You're here to learn. Don't compromise it for recreational use of marijuana. Problems with breathing. We all just know that's not good. You need to be able to breathe. You need oxygen. Anything that goes into your lungs that isn't oxygen isn't good for you. Cough or lung sickness. You don't want that. You want to be healthy. You want to be able to go play your sports after school. Have a good time with your friends. Not be at home in bed coughing all day. And same with severe nausea and vomiting. So now we have a little video that's kind of going to just go over those one more time. Volume's not on. All right, I'm just going to play the volume through my computer because the speakers don't want to work.
How does marijuana affect your brain and body? Short-term effects include loss of coordination and slower reactions, altered sense of time, feeling relaxed, anxiety, fear, distrust, or panic in some users or when taken in higher doses, increased hunger, and faster heart rate. Long-term effects include problems with memory and learning skills, problems with breathing, cough or lung sickness, severe nausea and vomiting. For more information, go to teens.drugabuse.gov.
All right, so that just kind of went over what I just talked about, just hearing it from another person. So is marijuana addictive? Some will tell you yes, some will tell you no. The answer is yes, it is. So don't play with it. Don't think that you're going to just do it once and move on, because some people, that may happen. But for a lot of people, it doesn't happen. And then they become addicted and dependent on a drug that isn't good for them in the first place. So now we're going to talk about medical marijuana. Chemicals in the marijuana can help with some pain, nausea, or other conditions, but it is not proven to work for any illness. So despite what people say, there's still not research that supports it actually helps illnesses. And it must be given by a doctor. Is marijuana legal? It is in some states, but never for teens. So here is a list of states and Washington DC, since that's just a city, where it's been legalized, either for medical use or for recreational use. So some of those include Colorado, which has kind of been at the forefront of a lot of this, Alaska, Washington DC, California, Massachusetts, Arizona, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, Maryland, Minnesota, just to name a few. So here is a map
I
of it.
thought Virginia was illegalized. It's now legal? Oh, wow.
So this is, as of this year, this map is. So you see some of the green states are where it is legalized for recreational use, so California, Alaska, Virginia, New York. Medical use only, Florida, Utah, West Virginia, Oklahoma, and then the gray states up here are the ones where it's not legal at all. So states like Texas, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia. So that's just to name a few. So now we have another video of what if someone I know needs help.
What if someone I know needs help? Talk to an adult you trust. Tell them that treatment is available. Know that people can get better. For more information, go to teens.drugabuse.gov.
So that was just a little quick video. Essentially, you have all this information at your hands, and we've gone over this in class, and we've gone over why it just isn't good to test out. So if you know someone who's using it just for fun, or maybe addicted, or just going through hard things and they're thinking about it, help them out, help them understand that this is not a good decision, and help them get the help that they need by either talking to an adult or pointing them in a direction where they can get help. So we're going to do our Bible verse. Would someone like to read this? Nathan?
John 15:12. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you.
Yes. So going along with the last point, a way of showing love to each other is helping one another. So should love each other. And also, for people who are addicted, it's a great opportunity to point them to Christ, to help them get through their hard times and build a relationship with God. So here are my references. We're going to do a little role play now, so I need 2 people to come up for a role play.
I can be one.
All right, Jonathan, one more. Owen. Thank you for volunteering. So, Jonathan, you're going through a hard time, and you've decided that you want to use marijuana because you think it is not harmful and it will help you feel better. Owen, you're trying to stop him and point out that it is harmful and explain why it is harmful, and point him maybe to other directions.
Can I act it out?
If you want to, go for it.
Okay.
Whoa. What you doing there, Jonathan?
Smoking.
Whoa. Why?
Under stress.
Have you thought about the harm that it could cause you?
No, I don't see no harm.
You don't see any harm.
It makes me feel better.
What about your lungs and what you're doing to them?
I don't feel anything.
You don't have to cough at all ever?
No, just a few times.
Just a few times. What about the elevated heart rate? Feel your heart starting to increase?
A little.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, weed is not good for you. So stop it.
What's a direction you could point him in?
Oh yes, God calls us to be sober-minded. So I think you should follow that
You're right.
and put down the joint.
I will.
All right, good job. Thank you. Have a seat. Give him a hand, class. All right, so that was a good job. Jonathan, I like the acting.
Thanks.
And then, Owen, that was a good job of not only pointing him to Jesus, but you also named a lot of the health problems with it. So that was good. We're going to do one more thing to review, and then we're going to have a post-test. So I know there's only 3 of you. There was going to be more, but I need one more volunteer to come up for one more role play for a little review. Nathan, and then one person's going to have to go twice. I'm sorry. We had a couple people skip today, so. All right, Owen, thank you. We'll give you some extra credit for that one.
I need it, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so this is about narcotics again. We already did this role play, so it's just going to be quick, and we're just going to review. Nathan, you have a football game you want to play in tomorrow, so you are considering taking a narcotic that is not prescribed for your back pain. Owen, you need to talk your friend out of it. Just do your best.
Alright. Man, my back. I really gotta play in this game tomorrow, so I was thinking about taking some more drugs for it. So what do you think?
And would you be okay with yourself knowing you cheated the system?
I mean, I just really care about football, so like I just really wanna play.
Like, would you be able to sleep at night?
Yeah, like a big
Yeah, really?
I think so.
Okay. Well, what if you got caught?
What are the consequences? I just want to play football.
Well, what are the consequences in this district, Mr. Teacher?
You can be suspended and kicked off the team.
So you could just
Okay.
miss one game, or you can miss a whole season.
Okay. You're right. Maybe I should just get like a heating pad, miss the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
try to heal it, help
You know, my friend Deshaun Watson has a really good masseuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this PG.
My friend.
All right, thank you. So in case, so that was good. That was a good way of discouraging him and pointing him to a different method. So just review, narcotics are drugs that slow down the central nervous system and relieve pain. So that was good. So we're going to do our little post-test now. This one will be graded, and those who skip class will be receiving their zeros because they never showed up. But remember, the goal is to just get one more right than last time. And then when you're done, turn in both the pre and post-test to me. Sir? Thank you. Do you have your pretest?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Jonathan? All right. I will see you guys on Tuesday.